What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So there are mounting suspicions about changes that could be made this season regarding the roster. And as you can see, this article right here is stating that even Coach Billups is starting to kind of see what some are seeing with this team. You know what I'm saying? It's still relatively early, but it feels like we're not making the proper strides that are needed for what Coach Billups is trying to instill. You know what I'm saying? And there's a few guys that are really contributing to that are, like, for me, I just got to call it how I see it. Robert Covington is not playing well this year on either end. He's just not. And that was the whole thing of getting him, was for his defense, and his defense has not been very good, in my opinion. And it's not just one or two games, it's mostly every game where he's making very bad mistakes, very bad choices against his matchups. You know what I'm saying? He's not the only person to blame, because especially on the road, the team defense just does not look good at all. And Coach Billups was pretty much forced to say in his post-game interview that he's really thinking about making changes, and rightfully so, man, because the way the season is going right now, you can't get too far behind and expect to be a top team in the West. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying it for a few games now. I just don't like how the chemistry of this team is right now. There's a lot of negative energy coming from the team right now, and it's really seeming like there might truly need to be a change. I was expecting them to show a much better effort, and that's continuously becoming a problem. It's the effort with this team. You know what I'm saying? It's not consistent. They're not looking good on the road at all whatsoever. There's guys that are not looking like they even want to play a basketball game right now. And that body language is not good for the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to argue against someone that has any narrative that or on why the team is doing bad, because they're doing bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say, like, the people that say the guards being too small has a factor. It's hard to say because it's not being shown. I thought Dennis Smith Jr. played a very good game yesterday when he got minutes, and I just feel like he should be playing more. You know what I'm saying? And then if there is a move that's coming or being thought about, you're going to want him to play well. You know what I'm saying? I think in his time on the court, he's played very well. He was distributing that ball, like, I want to say, like, within the first 5 or 6 minutes that he played, he had like 5 assists, and the offense was moving. You know what I'm saying? So I like Dennis Smith Jr. on this team, man. He's played very well when he does play. He's not the culprit a lot of times. There was a couple times where he would close out, and he had good closeouts, but the dude would just make it because the Denver Nuggets were in such a great rhythm yesterday, and they only averaged 102 points per game. For us to be able to have them shoot like that and look like a freaking superstar team is unacceptable, you know? So for me, it's looking like changes are a must. You know what I'm saying? Because not having Dame last game should not be an excuse to get the hinges blown off you. You know what I'm saying? There's still enough talent on this team that shouldn't really happen often. You know, yeah, there's going to be times where you're not shooting it well, but there was more than just shooting it well. It just seemed like from the opening tip, nobody really wanted to play, and that's not good. That's horrible body language. That's not good for anyone. The only one that looked like he wanted to play was Ant and Nas to me. Everyone else was kind of like, it's another game, you know. Ant was trying out there. Nas was trying out there. Even Larry Nance, he was out there. You know, he always gives 110%. But I think changes are needed, man. I know people like to wait, but what I've seen too often is it's not working. You know what I'm saying? Can it be better? Absolutely. They showed that already in a few games, but we're starting to see a lot of the old habits come back into play. And everybody's got to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Even Coach Billups a little bit, you know? But most of the time, you can't really put most of the blame on Coach Billups. You can put some of the schemes that he's doing, having CJ going up against the biggest dudes. I don't understand how that's happening. I don't know how a switch. It's like so easily happening. You know, I don't understand that. CJ's not the greatest post player like that, and then going up against a big dude like Aaron Gordon a lot. That's not okay. Like, he's supposed to be your offensive guy. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be out there giving you 30 if he can. But if he's having to guard the biggest dude, of course he's going to wear down. Of course he is. You know? There was a couple bad possessions from him in isolation that I didn't like. You know? Of course that's going to happen when you're the only guy. You know? And everybody else is just hanging out around the perimeter, you know? Like, there's no movement really. No player movement really. And that's not okay, in my opinion. Like, for this team to be at its peak, they need to be moving. The ball needs to be moving, and the players need to be moving. Guys like Larry Nance Jr. and Nas should be getting easy buckets at least once or twice every game, in my opinion. Yeah, sometimes it got picked off. I know there was a couple times that Nurk was trying to get that in there, like a quick hitter, but it just didn't. Of course, they were probably keying on that, you know. So it's just very interesting how the team plays right now. It's more not really a team-oriented way of basketball right now, and it's not okay. But I don't really have too much else on this one. This is your boy P Money. Tell me what you guys think, and I'm off this.